Hi, I'm I'm Dr. Alice Rossi, a male sexual health specialist. Have you ever wondered why, as time goes by, your sexual potency seems to decrease instead of increasing? Many men find themselves experiencing a situation of gradual decline without being able to identify the true origin of the problem. Yet, often the answer is much closer than you think, in the way you masturbate and in the habits you cultivate without thinking about it. What was once spontaneous, intense, and free of obstacles can now become a source of pressure and insecurity. But the good news is that these bad habits, Arne and Trinove, had set in stone. With small conscious changes, you can regain that masculine energy you thought was lost. In these sections, Trinove will discover the most common mistakes, the hidden causes, and the practical steps to recover deeper, more natural, and fulfilling pleasure. Many men underestimate the impact of what they do when they are alone. In reality, masturbation is not just a pastime or a quick release, but a real workout for the body and mind. Every time you touch yourself hastily or repetitively, you are teaching your brain a precise path: fast, normal. When this shortcut takes over, the brain hardens to a mechanical response pattern. So when you're with a partner, you struggle to maintain an erection or fully enjoy intimacy because your mind searches for the same speed and intensity you experienced alone, but it doesn't find it. Before continuing, I invite you to check if you are already subscribed to the channel. Here we talk about male sexual health in a serious, simple, and direct way. If this topic interests you, subscribe now and help me understand what you think. You know those moments when you masturbate in a hurry, maybe worried that someone might enter the room, or simply because you have little time available? This rush sends a constant warning signal to your body. You have to finish everything immediately before it's too late. Over time, this tension builds up and becomes the new normal. During sex, instead of feeling relaxed and open to new sensations, you remain in a state of fight or flight. Your erection becomes unstable, anxiety rises, your focus shifts from pleasure to fear of failure. This is why many times arousal collapses just when you want to enjoy it the most. The solution, fortunately, is not a mystery. First, allow yourself the luxury of slowing down. Instead of considering masturbation as a simple release of tension, transform it into a real exercise in sensory exploration. Spend a few extra minutes gently touching yourself, feeling every tiny variation of pleasure, changing rhythm and pressure. This workout helps you create a deeper dialogue between your mind and body. If you learn to enjoy sensations without rushing, you will be able to maintain arousal longer and better manage tension, even during sex. In essence, you are rewriting your neural script to achieve a more rewarding and stable performance. Pornography, especially if intense and repeated, can become an insidious trap. When you are used to watching increasingly explicit and perfectly packaged videos, your brain begins to require those same excessive stimuli in real life as well. The problem is that reality does not work with a script, special effects, or angles studied to maximize visual pleasure. By constantly seeking strong inputs, you risk no longer feeling arousal with normal and natural situations. Do you meet a real person? Your desire may soar at first, but sometimes it collapses because the hyperstimulation you have become accustomed to is missing. It's a bit like getting used to an increasingly tasty taste. Everything else seems bland. To break this addiction, you need to consciously reorganize your multimedia habits. To retrain your mind to enjoy more natural stimuli, try gradually reducing your exposure to pornographic content. If you used to watch videos every day, start alternating. One day yes, one day no, and then extend the break. In the meantime, cultivate your imagination. erotic stories, sensual podcasts, even the memory of a particularly exciting moment in the past. The idea is to return to living sexuality as a global experience. Sounds, smells, touch, fantasy. When you create the scenario in your head, the excitement grows in a more authentic and lasting way. This step is crucial to train the brain to do without hyperstimulation and to enjoy instead the truest and deepest nuances of a real relationship. Even repetition itself can become an obstacle. If you always masturbate in the same way, using the same hand, the same movement, even the same context, bedroom, same position, same time, the brain goes into autopilot. It becomes like an assembly line. Same input, same response. The problem arises when you change the scenario. Maybe you are with your partner in a different place, with different stimuli and rhythms, and your body doesn't tronove to adapt. The excitement can fade because the usual script is missing. To avoid this, include variations in autoeroticism, change position, use your left hand if you are right-handed, or vice versa. Try varying the pressure. These are small changes that keep the mind flexible. Using masturbation to train can also bring enormous benefits to your relationships. Think of it as a gym where you learn to recognize and manage arousal. Focus on the signals your body sends you, an increase in your heart rate, growing tension, a change in breathing rhythm. All of this tells you when you are close to orgasm. If you learn to slow down, to modulate your movements, to stop for a moment and then start again, you are building a real muscle memory of how to control the peak of pleasure. Then, when you are in an intimate situation with your partner, you will have already developed reflexes and knowledge on how to prolong the erection or manage any moments of decline. In practice, your body will be able to move more fluidly from do-it-yourself to shared pleasure. Remember that going too long without ejaculating can have negative effects on both desire and prostate health. One of the keys to maintaining testosterone and dopamine production is to allow your body to express itself on a regular basis. Many men believe that masturbating is harmful to virility, but in reality it is all about balance and awareness. Allowing yourself moments of self-eroticism, without stress, without rushing, and with a more exploratory approach, helps you stay in touch with your desire. At the same time, it supports prostate function and helps prevent inflammation or discomfort in the long run. In short, it is good for both your physical and emotional well-being. If you tronove. If come this far, you tronove. You've discovered how a series of small habits, often overlooked, can heavily influence your sexual potency and pleasure. The good news is that nothing is definitive. With a few targeted measures and the will to experiment, you can rekindle that flame you thought was dormant. Take the time to put the advice into practice. Slow down, vary, explore, leave room for imagination, and limit excessive pornography. You will see that the results will not be long in coming. If you enjoyed this content, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It is a simple gesture that allows us to reach and help many other men struggling with the same difficulties. Remember, your sexual health is a fundamental part of your quality of life and depends largely on the choices you make every day.